Hey, did everyone? Juan Romero here from SwitchWatch. We got 20 games here releasing in December for you to look forward to. Let's get straight into it and start with Empire of Sin dropping on the 1st of December for around $40, a little bit cheaper in pounds. Gonna start with this game because Empire of Sin is brought to you by Romero Games, which is my and James's surname. So that has to be a good omen for the game's quality. We will see when it releases, but for those of you who like strategy, then Empire of Sin is about building an empire in the 1920s by outsmarting, outgunning, and outlasting your opponent. You can choose from 14 mob bosses such as Al Capone and get your mob together. Of course, you'll be defending turf and taking part in all sorts of criminal activity, and well, to get to the top, you then have to stay there. I like the fact that you'll be managing casinos and other establishments along with having turn-based combat. Let's see when the game releases if it's any good, and I hope it does the Romero name proud. Next up, we have Shiren the Wanderer, the Tower of Fortune, and the Dice of Fate. Some of you may have already played this in the past, but I'm looking forward to it again on the Nintendo Switch, and I'll certainly be double dipping. I'm sure many of you will be too. If you are into dungeon adventure games and roguelikes, then this is for you. As Shiren and your sidekick Copper, you take on dungeons which are never the same on your next playthrough. Each time you die, you learn something new for the next time. I'm personally looking forward to this one coming to the Switch. I love the charm and visuals, certainly appeal to me, and that fantastic soundtrack too. And before moving on to the next one, Shiren is getting a limited run release for those of you that love your physicals in North America, but we don't know when. There is a Japanese release with English too, which is out December 3rd. Check out the description. We'll put a PlayAsia link down there for you so you know where to buy that if you want it early as a physical. The first week of December is certainly looking busy, and here we have Wildfire dropping December 3rd, around $15, and we're sure that you've probably all seen your fair share of pixel art games. Some of you may even be a little bit tired of the art style. We certainly like the premise of this stealth game though, where you use elemental powers to start fires, freeze water, and move earth to take down enemies. You can play solo or burn the world with a friend. We're thinking keep an eye on this one because we believe it might just be one of those gems. Sam & Max Save the World Remastered is coming to the Nintendo Switch on December 2nd, and is a slower paced graphic adventure. Not a game that I'll be particularly wanting to get right away, but if it ever comes on sale, it's certainly one that I'll pick up, and this has its fans for sure. In the remastered version from Telltale Games, you can relive this comic book adventure duo again, or experience it for yourself for the first time. The Switch version comes with touchscreen support. There are 5 new jazz tracks, and of course the puzzles have not changed. If you enjoy this type of offbeat humor, then this is certainly one going to be for you. Morbid, The 7 Acolytes is a game that I've been keeping my eye on for a while. I'm certainly looking forward to it. It's described as a horror punk RPG with Lovecraftian horror and is one of the most gruesome takes on the Souls-like genre. You are the last survivor of Dibram, and your duty, for which you have trained your whole life, is to defeat the 7 Acolytes. There are foes to defeat, mini-bosses and huge bosses too to keep you entertained on this adventure and keep you on your toes. There's loads of character improvement too to enjoy through perk upgrades, loot finds, runes, and the completion of quests. Certainly with its visual style, it's certainly one that I can't wait to play. Taiko no Tatsujin, a Rhythmic adventure pack, up next and is $50 and releases December 3rd. Now you may remember Jordan did a comprehensive review of Taiko no Tatsujin with the drum controller, so if you want to check that out, because this mode is also included in the Rhythmic adventure pack game. Here you have 130 songs, including 6 new ones, as well as those 2 Rhythmic adventures, in which Adventure 1 you'll meet Taki, who has the important job of protecting all of history, and in Rhythmic Adventure 2, you'll have to go and save the very being of the world. So some interesting things there. Now, as you know, Jordan covers all the physicals that release every Monday, and he wanted to let you, ladies and gentlemen, know that Taiko has a Southeast Asian and Japanese physical with English if you want to import it early, because the US physical has been hinted at but not 100% confirmed. I'll stick a link down below in the description that you can buy this if you want to from PlayAsia. I don't know about you, but when I first saw Immortals Fenyx Rising, I thought this looks rather good. It brings grand mythological adventures to life. You play as Fenyx, a new winged demigod on a quest to save the Greek gods. The fate of the world is at stake and you are the gods' last hope. I just hope that it plays as good as it looks, and you get to wield powers like Achilles' sword, you battle powerful enemies and solve ancient puzzles. So let's see what it brings when it drops on December 3rd. Now, anything John Wick related, I'm pretty much a lover of. I love the films, enjoy the fantastic action set pieces with the great man himself, Keanu Reeves. Here we have a game aptly named John Wick Hex, and is a fast-paced, action-orientated strategy game. This is the first choreographed chess brought to life, as they describe it, and the team worked closely with the creative teams behind the films. Now, we've seen many games based on films in the past, and many have been utter garbage in truth. So let's hope this one turns out to be a gem. It certainly looks good, it sounds good, gameplay looks decent enough. So I'm hoping for good things from John Wick Hex. If you love Fire Emblem series, then this is your chance to delve into the past with the release of Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light. It's been 30 years since this released on the Famicom and is now releasing in Europe for the first time. This is a classic, and at this release price, it's a game that all Fire Emblem fans are surely going to be adding to their collection. I certainly will be. Fitness Boxing 2 is due on December 4th too. It's around £40, a little bit more in dollars. Home exercise really has never been more important than now, with so many people having to live throughout lockdown. Here in the UK, we're still in lockdown until December, so heaven knows when it's gonna end, hopefully soon. Due to that though, many games that incorporate fitness have become a lot more popular, and I doubt Fitness Boxing 2 will be any different. This time, being able to box to the beat with included pop music to enjoy solo or with a partner, I'm sure this is going to prove rather popular. And of course, for our many physical fans, there will be a physical available. I'll put a link in the description. In fact, for most of these games that do have physicals, there'll be a link in the description, either from Amazon or from PlayAsia. Thank you so much for your continued support. It really helps us out here at the team at SwitchWatch. Next up, we have Nine Witches, an original story with absurd dark humor, riddled with eccentric characters, diabolical inventions, puzzles, talking dead witches, worms, a mysterious party, and an ancient curse that threatens the human race. It certainly sounds very interesting indeed. I do like the visual style, and of course it comes from the guys from Blowfish, which have brought some great games in the past. So looking forward to this one and hope that it lives up to expectations. Now, there's something about Monster Sanctuary that called me straight away, because not only is it an exploration Metroidvania inspired world where you can take your monsters to explore and expand the world, cut down vines, smash down walls and glide over gaps, all with the help of your monsters. So I like the idea that you can open up extra parts of the world with the powers that your monsters have. And you get to assemble a team, sort of hatch and collect and train monsters from across the world. And as you build your team, every monster has their unique skills to allow you to customize and tailor your party, and then clash in tactical 3v3 combats. So this has all the things that I love in different genres of games, and they've brought it all together. I'm just hoping that this one's going to be an absolute banger. We'll see. Ghostrunner certainly had a lot of interest, and it's a game that certainly caught my eye. This first person perspective slasher, which is lightning fast and set on a grim cyberpunk megastructure where you have to climb from the bottom to the top to take your revenge against a tyrannical keymaster. Now here, resources diminish as you go up the tower, and there are one-hit kill mechanics making combat fast and also intense. And the key to this game is to use your superior mobility and frequent checkpoints on the way up. Now, this offers what I would say is quite a unique single-player experience, but we'll certainly find out more when the game drops very soon indeed. It certainly has our attention. Can't wait to give this one a play. I very much enjoyed Commandos 2 in the past, and I'm really glad that it is coming to the Nintendo Switch in this HD remaster, which have some tweaks to the controls, the UI, and a tutorial. And in here you get to take control of an elite group of commandos who must venture deep into enemy territory and utilize their combined expertise to complete a series of demanding missions set in World War II. Now, what I don't like is I've heard that unfortunately there is some censorship in the game, and I know that many of you probably gonna not like that very much, but we'll see when it finally drops on the 4th of December. Now, don't judge me, this is Pretty Princess Party, and I'm buying this one for my 6-year-old daughter. There is no doubt about it here. She's going to be able to get transported to a magical land to explore a long-abandoned enchanted castle, which she can decorate to her heart's content. You get to create a princess character with endless choices of dresses, shoes, accessories, and hairstyles, and I'm going to have no end of daddy. Check out this new dress that I've just dressed my princess in. But to see the smile on her face is eternally worth it for me. Okay, so next up we have something that's more my speed, which is Outbreak The New Nightmare. It is dropping on the Nintendo Switch. It's an unforgiving co-op survival horror experience as you fight for your life against oppressive odds. Now, let's just say that this one has been released on Steam and other consoles, and it hasn't had much praise. Nevertheless, anything horror related and shooting, monsters and whatnot has me interested, and I still want to play it, even though it might be the biggest trash game going. However, I reserve judgment until I've actually tried it for myself. Let me know if you're looking forward to picking this one up or not. Now, Liberated Enhanced Edition. So Liberated was a game that released earlier this year, and it had some very good reviews, to be honest with you. It's a game where you put on your mask and fight the system, an adventure shooter inside a paperback comic. And now it's been enhanced with full voiceovers, which is very welcome, and 2 new story chapters. So if you haven't picked this one up yet, now is an even better reason to do so. And this one will be dropping the first week of December with many other games. So I'm actually looking forward now to picking this one up because I missed it, unfortunately, the first time around. And one of the games that I've been looking forward to the most, just so that I can get battered by my partner, is Puyo Tetris 2. She absolutely loves the first one. I really enjoy it too. Unfortunately for me, I have never been very skilled at these types of puzzle games. A mixture of Puyo and Tetris together in this mishmash, and it's wonderful and it's colourful and it's very addictive indeed. So if you've never played it, it's certainly one that I'm looking forward to. You can get the first version of this. It's quite similar, to be honest. They've mixed in some new modes here, but nothing too much has changed in terms of the gameplay stakes. There's a puzzle league for sort of your higher level players called the Tetris League and stuff like that, but otherwise it's similar type things. So if you enjoy this is certainly one you should check out. Now, if you're mad into Final Fantasy, you have Final Fantasy Legend, which was actually the first Game Boy RPG to sell over 1 million units and was a very memorable first installment. Now, in this saga, you get Final Fantasy Legend, Final Fantasy Legend 2, and Final Fantasy Legend 3. Reviving the nostalgia. If you had a lot for it, then you might want to replay these wonderful titles again on the Nintendo Switch.
Phogs looks like a charming little puzzler, and my daughter will not leave me alone in asking when this one's coming out. Phogs, you play as a duo of dogs on a captivating puzzle-filled adventure. You got to forage through the food world apparently teeming with tasty treats, although I don't consider chopped celery tasty, although buttered toast and a river of chocolate for my daughter certainly sounds a lot better. This one sounds like a lot of fun. Can't wait to delve into this crazy little puzzle world. Now lastly, I've included an import from PlayAsia. This was Jordan's recommendation. It's the Aleste collection, which includes 4 shoot-'em-up titles releasing on the 24th of December. I know many of you love your shoot-'em-ups, and these games that were on the sort of Sega Master System and the Game Gear are wonderful titles that you may consider wanting to pick up. I'll put a link in the description so you can check that out. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 20 games are releasing in December. Now, they're not all on this list. If there are some that you think should have made the list, then please leave us a comment for the community in the comment section down below, and leave a like if you enjoyed this video. I want to thank all of our members, all of our watchers and subscribers for supporting SwitchWatch. We really do appreciate it. Thank you so much indeed. Now, if you do want to check out some more of our videos, I'm going to place some up above now. And if you don't want to miss a notification of our weekly physical releases video and our bargains video, as well as lists like this one and reviews, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell notification, and we'll see you again very soon on the next one. Take care, everybody.